Every year in Washington, D.C., the cherry blossoms attract visitors from around the world to look at the sea of pink. But across the country, few know there are other blossoms to celebrate. Elizabeth Cook of our CBS 24/7 streaming channel takes us to an unlikely place where the blossoms really are a sight to see.
Welcome to California's almond orchards, where the state's most lucrative crop is in full bloom. All 1.3 million acres of it. And here, Todd Aronson,
you ready?
of Visit Modesto, is trying to make this annual explosion of blossoms a tourist attraction, a rival to those East Coast cherry blossoms.
This is the most incredible part of our area. When the blossoms fall off the trees, around here we call it valley snow. I don't know if it gets prettier than this.
What's the most unusual question you've ever gotten about almond blossoms and almonds?
I've had people ask me if they can eat them. And we say no because that flower is going to be a nut.
In fact, 100% of the U.S. almond supply is from California, and it takes a lot to grow them.
It is definitely a very thirsty crop, and some estimates have been done, and each almond takes about a gallon of water.
UC Davis agricultural and resource economist Richard Sexton looks at these blossoming trees through a different lens.
Just beyond the agricultural production, there's a lot of income and economic activity generated as it moves through the supply chain, again, with about 70% of it being exported all across the world.
We have a great team.
Todd Aronson made it his business to be part of that supply chain.
I'm from New Jersey. We moved out here in 2005. My first February here, I was in shock. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all this. And there were hundreds of thousands of acres of blossoms. I was like, we need to tell the world.
So Aronson, who worked in tourism for all his life, put the tools of his trade to work to establish the Almond Blossom Cruise. In the last 5 years, the trees have found fans.
There's something about letting people know that your fruits and vegetables don't come from the supermarket.
Even more remarkable is that this land in the center of California is anything but a destination spot. Few people live here, and those who do often struggle to hang on.
So what the Almond Blossom Cruise has done for us as a business has been phenomenal.
Kim West's almond specialty shop is on land that's been in her family for 7 generations, and she's benefiting from what the blossoms bring.
Those people come, they taste our products, they see who we are as a business, they reorder on our website, they take goodies home, share them with their friends.
What has this done for the community here? I mean, this is also a community that has the unemployment rate is twice what the national average is.
What we pride ourselves most on is we have children whose parents still or have worked for us in the past. So we are employing families and helping their families grow. And that really matters to us.
And it all hinges on almonds.
The vanilla is...
Even the almond milkshakes.
We have to use a spoon to be able to swirl that into a cup for you.
Excellent. I've never had a famous almond butter milkshake. There you go.
Delicious.
Fantastic.
And it's been a boon for tourism in the area. Our hotels have totally changed their winter season business. Just this year alone, we were up 11% over last year in 1 week.
Todd Aronson's almond cruise can be found in these California hills and valleys just 2 months of the year. Then the blossoms will be gone. Until next year. For CBS Saturday Morning, Elizabeth Cook in Roberts Ferry, California.
Just gorgeous, and I know he wants to make it a tourist attraction, right? So I was mesmerized by a postcard of the Washington, D.C. cherry blossoms, and that was what brought me over to Washington. I had no idea, right in my own backyard, there was
in
this.
California, yeah. I lived in Sacramento for 6 years, and so knew the Modesto region and had seen this, but not at this scale, I guess. I thought it's really interesting, though. You and I both did the same thing about the gallon of water.
Oh, my
for
gosh.
the almonds. The good news is that industry has worked to reduce the water usage and need by 30% since the 90s, and working to reduce it even more this year. With different techniques, because if that's your environmental concern, you don't want to take the beauty away from everyone. It's It's quite an industry and puts eyeballs on an area that otherwise wouldn't get it, right?
I don't have to feel guilty about eating like
almonds.
a handful
I know.
of almonds.